Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3v3 Fantasy Draft Showcase. I'm your host, Nick at Night, and today we have something very special for you guys. This video will only be about showcasing the players that have been picked up on each and every team from Team 1 to Team 4, so let's get into it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, just to inform you, everything on this draft is randomly selected by the system that we have created. Let me show you guys the list of players that are randomly selected for this draft. Here we go right here. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, any player that you will ever see on this list will be in their prime. But now that you see all the players on the list, let's move into the draft picks. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into the draft picks, I would love to properly introduce each and every one of my friends, aka the participants of this tournament. So the person that will be getting the first pick of this draft will be Nardo. The second pick of this draft will be yours truly, Nick. The third pick of this draft will be Mayo. The fourth pick of this draft will be Zay. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now that you have seen the list of players and the draft pick selections, now it is time to officially get into the draft. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I would love to welcome you to the 3v3 Fantasy Draft Showcase. As you can see below where it says Fantasy Draft, it says you can only pick one player from whatever list you choose from, and the pick that you get will be your team number and color. And hopefully that was already self-explanatory, because if not, I didn't do my job. But without further ado, let's get into the first round. For the first pick of the 3v3 Fantasy Draft, Team 1 selects Hakeem Olajuwon from the center position. For the second pick in the 3v3 Fantasy Draft, Team 2 selects Klay Thompson from the shooting guard position. For the third pick in the 3v3 Fantasy Draft, Team 3 selects Chris Paul from the point guard position. For the fourth pick in the 3v3 Fantasy Draft, Team 4 selects Kawhi Leonard from the small forward position. And these are the picks for the first round. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are now kicking off the second round. For the fifth pick of the 3v3 Fantasy Draft, Team 4 selects Penny Hardaway from the point guard position. For the sixth pick in the 3v3 Fantasy Draft, Team 3 selects Anthony Davis from the power forward position. For the seventh pick in the 3v3 Fantasy Draft, Team 2 selects Dwight Howard from the center position. And for the eighth pick in the 3v3 Fantasy Draft, Team 1 selects Manu Ginobili from the shooting guard position. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. These are the picks from the second round. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, we are kicking off the third round picks. So here we go. For the ninth pick in the 3v3 Fantasy Draft, Team 1 selects John Havlicek from the small forward position. For the 10th pick in the 3v3 Fantasy Draft, Team 2 selects Russell Westbrook from the point guard position. For the 11th pick in the 3v3 Fantasy Draft, Team 3 selects Grant Hill from the small forward position. And last but certainly not least, for the 12th pick of the 3v3 Fantasy Draft, Team 4 selects Karl Malone from the power forward position. And here you have it, ladies and gentlemen. These are going to be the teams for the very first 3v3 Fantasy Draft tournament. But before you guys go, I believe it's only necessary to show you guys the matchups for the first round for when the tournament begins. So let's get into it really fast, and then I can say my goodbyes then. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here are the first round matchups for the 3v3 Fantasy Draft tournament. And hopefully you guys can find some sort of understanding of what you're looking at right now. I tried to make it as self-explanatory as possible. Feel free to pause the video so you can try to get a better understanding if you don't understand it already. And that's pretty much it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.